Ashley. Thank you for coming and meeting today.
Thanks for having me.
Did you have any problems finding the building?
Nope, found everything okay.
Was everybody friendly to you when you came in?
Yeah, everybody's nice here.
Good. We'll go ahead and get started. I do have some questions for you. As an introduction, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Manchester, Iowa. It's about 45 minutes north of here. I'm a student at Co, and I'm a junior. I started off my first 2 years playing basketball, and now I play softball. And I'm majoring in business and possibly communications.
Business and communications, okay. And how about, do you have any other involvement on campus other than basketball or softball?
I just volunteer whenever I get the chance. Like, we've volunteered for Special Olympics when it's been hosted here at Co, and Adopt a Home. Once the flood happened, we rebuilt homes right by Co College.
Okay. Now, tell me a little bit about your sales experience at Vector.
Well, about 2 years ago, I worked for Vector Marketing, which is kitchen cutlery. I sold knives there, Cutco knives, and I would go to people's houses. I'd actually make phone calls and ask to set up an appointment with them, and I would just show them a demo of what the knives are, what they have to offer, and hopefully make a sale. And I ended up selling thousands of dollars of knives that summer, and I made it into the President's Club, which is a really big honor for people, working with Vector, as well as I was promoted to assistant sales manager within the year and a half I worked there.
And did you just leave there because of school?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what makes you feel then that Cargill's a good fit for you as a career?
Well, since I was successful at Vector selling kitchen cutlery like knives, I thought selling food at Cargill would be an even bigger strength of mine, because everybody wants and loves food, whereas not everybody wants knives or loves knives for that matter either.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this company is like a calling.
Okay, sure. Now, kind of tell me about a time that you had to go above and beyond your job description, whether it be with Vector or in any of your other jobs, and then how did it work out for you and the others involved?
Well, that summer when I was working at Vector, they had a 2-week time period where you could try to sell as much as you can, and I set a goal that was a SMART goal. It was attainable, but it was going to be tough to attain. And I just made phone calls after phone calls, like trying to line up appointments, and I ended up selling almost $20,000 of kitchen cutlery within a 2 weeks time period, which was phenomenal. It's the most our office had sold, which included everybody else because it was the overall office amount as well. So that was a big thing for me and the office.
And was it just a goal that you set for yourself, or was it something that everybody had their own different goals?
It was a goal I just set for myself, but for the office, we had a goal set as well, and we slashed that pretty well too.
And were there any problems along the way that you didn't really expect to encounter with meeting that goal?
In that
aspect? Yep.
Yeah, there was actually some of my customers I had plans on going at like a 7 o'clock appointment might have canceled. I actually had a day where 2 people canceled in the same day, so I called people and I was like, does this time work for you? I'm trying to get these in before the end of the week, and luckily they let me in, come over to their place and set this appointment up and have an appointment with them.
Sure, so you had the flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
What would you consider a strength or strengths of yours?
Strength is my leadership. I show my leadership through my actions, not through my words. For instance, I didn't motivate people to sell a lot of money at Vector during those 2-week time period. I showed my actions as a leader. I showed my leadership skills through that. And a weakness, I would say, I tend to get jealous when my own team workers do better than I do, and I think that jealousy makes me strive to work harder though. But instead of like just being happy for them, I get tense and I'm like
Have the competitive
envy.
side.
Yes,
Okay.
very competitive.
And what are you trying to do? Are you trying to do anything to improve that competitiveness, that jealousy that you have towards others?
I have been doing pretty well with going up and saying congratulations and good luck next week, like as a joke to tell them I'm coming for them, but I do show them encouragement and tell them good job.
Tell me about a time that you had a problem arise at work, either with the job itself or a coworker.
Oh, okay. I used to waitress at Fieldhouse, and a couple times I've noticed like somebody might have not have gotten their food on time, so I would go up and be like, hey, I'm sorry about the delay, something's going on, can I get you guys an appetizer on me? And I would take that out of my tips just because I would know this would satisfy them, even though it hurt me in the long run, but it leaves them leaving Fieldhouse with a good opinion behind it, not negative.
And did other people see you? Did your managers see you? Other coworkers, did they see you offering that? And how did they react to that if they did?
Yes, they did. Some of them were surprised. The manager thanked me for it. She said she could have taken it into responsibility, so she could have talked to them, but I just figured it was my responsibility. I could take my own heat.
Okay. And kind of along with that, with that manager being surprised, if I were to contact any of your references, and let's go with the manager at Fieldhouse, what would she say about you?
That I've never been late to work, I'm hardworking, I encourage people, I'm very helpful, I can multitask, I can be dependent or independent depending on the situation.
And tell me then about your best and worst sales experience.
Which one do you want me to start with first?
Start with your best one.
Okay, my best sales experience was when I was talking with a customer about these knives, and I was for sure I wasn't going to get a sale. And then at the last second, I was closing them up, and she wanted to see one more set, so I opened the books back up. Still hadn't thought she was not going to buy anything, and the next thing you knew, she's like, I'll take that. And I was just so startled because I just didn't think I had this sale at all. So that was probably one of the best, and that was the most expensive set that she bought as well, so that was probably the best sales experience I've encountered. The worst, I would say, is the opposite of that. I was talking with the customer, it was only her husband wasn't available, and I was talking to her, almost had the sale. She was like, yeah, I'm going to get that. Next thing you know, her husband walks in, honey, why are you buying knives for? And I showed him the whole demo, and he's like still was stuck on, no, we don't need those. So there was no sale, which was frustrating, but...
Did you try to handle his negative attitude towards the situation? Did you try to turn him around and kind of make him see that this is a good thing for you guys?
Yeah, that's why I went through the demo again and said,
Sure.
Sir, do you realize that these knives have a lifetime warranty, that they're not made of like wood or steel that you could just get from a store? But he was just so set on not getting them.
I guess can't get everybody, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about a time when you had to manage your time with multiple deadlines, whether it be school and work, a combination of the two separate from each other, to make sure that the deadlines were met on time and the job was done correctly.
Okay, well right now I have 4 classes, an internship, work study, and softball. So I have a lot of priorities to deal with, and like next week is the last week before spring break, so we have a lot of homework and tests coming up. I have 3 papers and 2 tests due next week, so this week I'm trying to get my papers done to meet the deadline for next week, so I can prepare for the test in the meantime. Does that answer what you want me to answer?
As long as you get them done on time.
Yeah.
I noticed that you're from Manchester, a smaller town in Iowa. Do you have a problem with relocating as or if needed for this sales position with Cargill?
No, I don't. I actually live in Cedar Rapids all year round, but my hometown is Manchester. That's where my family is. But I don't have a problem with relocating.
And do you have a problem with travel time?
No.
And then I do see on your resume that you only have about 1.5 years sales experience. This job generally does require 2+ years. Why do you think that I should hire you with less experience than what other applicants may have?
I think some employees applying for this job may have less than 1.5 years, if any, in sales, whereas I have had 1.5 years of sales, been very successful in that 1.5 years of sales, and was promoted to assistant manager. So I've not only seen the sales representative side, but I've seen the assistant manager side as well. And what I want to be at Cargill is a sales assistant or sales representative.
Okay, those are all of the questions that I have for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes. You were talking about travel time. How far would I be traveling?
It'd probably be approximately within a 50-mile radius.
Okay.
I mean, it could go as far as Davenport, at times Dubuque, more up towards like the Waterloo area, but most of the time it would be like Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, surrounding areas here.
Okay. So relocating, you're talking about Cedar Rapids. Where would I relocate?
There would be the possibility of, I mean, if jobs became available or if we were shorthanded in one particular market, possibly more up towards Waterloo or towards the Iowa City, Fort Madison area.
Okay. Great.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. I have interviews then through the end of the week, and then I plan on making my decision and notifying by the end of next week. So you should hear from me then. Is that okay?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you very much for meeting with me.
Thank you.